From naked swimmers in Tempe Town Lake to naked drivers crashing into homes.
We saw just...
The guy jumped out and ran. He had no pants on either.
Even a naked carjacker accused of causing several crashes and leaving behind a path of destruction.
Oh my God, he's naked, crawling on top of his car. Oh my God.
Synthetic drugs, bath salts, spice, K2, they go by many names, but these drugs are more powerful and more dangerous. In some cases, the drugs have turned deadly for the users and even for the loved ones.
Just got a call at work to come home, to come over to my sister's house if something happened.
Police say a couple in Peoria was severely beaten at the hands of their own son after smoking spice. The mother never woke up. The father has brain damage and will likely never be the same. The common thread that connects each of these stories? Synthetic drugs.
That is just awful. We are joined with two guests today. Dr. Ravi Chandiramani, he is the medical director with Journey Healing Center. He's sitting right next to me. And then also Shelly Maury is with Drug Free Arizona. Thank you so much for both being here. I mean, this has been the headlines for the last couple of months. I'm going to start with you, Shelly. What is it about bath salts? What is it about this drug that is so dangerous, something like we've never seen before?
Well, first off, people should know that these bath salts, as they're called, aren't really bath salts. It's a complete misnomer. So the Calgon that you have in the bathroom isn't what these people are using to get high. It's a synthetic drug like a synthetic meth, LSD, PCP. So what's so dangerous about these, quite frankly, is that there are so many of them. A DEA agent recently referred to it as, it's like whack-a-mole. You know,
Wow.
the minute that you ban some of these synthetic drugs, another one pops up, and we're just constantly trying to keep up with the number of different synthetic drugs that are out there because it's infinite right now, and they're very dangerous.
It's like meth, cocaine, ecstasy, all rolled into one. Where are they getting it?
Well, you can get it out online. You can get it at stores where they sell drug paraphernalia. So it's it's available for youth to get, for young adults to get.
And doctor, what do these drugs do to the people? Because we noticed that the common thing that I've noticed is these people get naked. What is happening?
Well, I mean, so they're taking it because they expect to have euphoria and feel good and be able to party and get high, but there's a lot of side effects that come with that.
Right.
Agitation, paranoia, delusions, violent tendencies, aggressive. Their core body temperature rises, so they feel the need to take their clothes off. There's plenty of negative side effects that occur with these drugs, and I'm just not sure that everyone's aware of that when they try to experiment with them.
And how long does it stay in your system, and what are the long-term effects?
8 to 12 hours is what we see for the length of time. It kind of peaks at about 90 minutes after you use your first dose, and the dose tends to be cumulative, so we know more of the side effects occur with greater doses. And again, more and more calls to poison control centers.
Wow.
This year alone, several thousand.
Shelly, how big of a problem is it that you guys are seeing as far as teens? And I mean, parents listening out there right now want to know maybe, how do you know if your child is trying this? How do you stop it?
Well, one of the reasons why some people are using this type of drug is because it doesn't show up in a drug test. And so maybe kids or young adults are trying to skirt the fact that it doesn't show up in a drug test. The other thing that you have to look for, of course, as a parent is always, you know, all these misnomers. It doesn't just go by bath salts. It goes by plant food, glass cleaner. It goes by stain remover. I mean, it's really infinite and almost hard for a lot of parents to grasp. But I think the one thing for sure is, like the doctor had said earlier, is that this really is a coordinated effort. We all have to get involved in this issue. The community, the treatment, law enforcement, prevention, all working together to see what we can do to gather around these young people and young adults to get them the help that they need.
Yeah, and the police officers right now, they really can't arrest somebody if they have bath salts on them, right? So like you said.
No, you can.
You can with bath salts?
Bath salts are banned by the federal government and state. The problem is that it's so complicated because there are only certain chemicals that are illegal in the bath salts, and it has to be tested to see, does this bath salt contain that chemical? And it's difficult. It's hard for law enforcement also.
You know, parents really should just be having this conversation because it could be deadly.
Absolutely, and I mean, Shelly makes a great point. A lot of people just don't know where to get the testing. It's not commonly available. You can't test for it commonly on over-the-counter drug tests. However, there are a few places that will test for it. So reaching out to the right resources. We can certainly identify people that are on this thing and get them the treatment they need.
Yeah, maybe they should be talking to kids in schools about this, because this seems to be the latest drug of choice. Because when I was in, I remember junior high school, they were talking about ecstasy, and I remember watching a video where it says even the first time you try the pill, you could dehydrate yourself and die, and that just stuck with me. So something kind of needs to be done, like you said, a coordinated effort.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially with parents and kids. Back to school is a perfect time to sit down and to have this conversation with kids. You know, beginning as young as a drug conversation can start as early as 4th grade. I have an 8-year-old. We already talk about no smoking, no drinking, you know, and no prescription drugs. So it's a great time. Thank you for having us on, because not only is this just about bath salts, but that drug conversation and early education is so important between kids and families.
Thank you guys very much for both being here with us. April, let's toss it over.